Hello. Hi. How are ya? Welcome to a quick stretch and strengthen session. As usual, I'm here to dissipate some stress, sing my life a little bit. I missed the 11:11 mark. Not for not trying, but hey, I'm here anyway, and since I'm just here for me, it's all good, right? It's a good time to mention there's really not one right way or one wrong way to check in with your body to find wellness on your own wellness journey. Thank you for the love. I'm here on my own wellness journey, which has its ups and downs. I think most of them do. And I share mostly to hold myself accountable to myself, but also in the hopes that I might encourage and inspire you to love yourself a little bit more, wiggle around a little bit more, breathe in and out a little bit more, maybe add a little silliness to your life, a little more flow. If nothing else, try out a little wacky, wavy, inflatable arm tube man impression, because I think we need a little more of that in this life. I got some lights back here I'm going to turn on. Look. They got different colors. It's one of my favorite things. Oh, bouncy around a little bit. I decided to come down to the floor for a lot of reasons and stuff. So there we have it. Reasons and stuff is good enough. Anyhow, again, I remind you, you can follow along with what I'm doing or do your own thing, whatever feels good in your body. I hope you will listen in to your own body, cultivate a healthy, loving relationship with your own body, be a little bit playful, maybe try something new. I'm going to start with a little more jiggling the shoulders around. Let's go back and forth and up and down. You go together and one at a time and back and forth. And how about let's roll them forward and back. Just playing around, loosening those up. I'm going to take a breath or so and just root myself through the sits bones, that's the bony part of the butt, into the center of the earth and connect myself to the center of the sky, kind of feel for that tension, pull a little bit, not in an anxiety producing way, but in a supportive kind of stretching me out, expansive way. I'm going to add a little more of that deep breathing in and out. I've got a lot of inflammation still. Accumulation of inflammation. It's causing, what's that word I'm looking for? The inability to do stuff, like find words. Anyway, let's just let all that go with some deep breaths and shoulder shrugs. I'm going to breathe in on the way up and just gather up tension, pulling up. I like to clench the fingers and toes even, and then just letting that go, shaking it off. I'm going to do that a couple more times, breathing in, expanding the diaphragm, pulling everything up, except for that belly, dropping the belly. Letting all of that go. I encourage you to try out different kinds of size. I'm going to try one more. Shake that out. I can't see too good with my puffy eyes, whether I got glasses on or not. We'll try the glasses again. Let's do some medium circles. I'm going to start by going back and up, breathing in, and then forward and down. Do whatever feels good to you. Thank you for the love. I'm going to just shake that out, and then I'm going to go the other way. Again, just encouraging flow and dislodging stagnation. Shaking that off. Let's do some little circles with the fingers and hands. Hey Seth, it's good to see you. Staying alive out there. That's what I'm trying to do too. Stretch out those hands and then go the other way. Just checking in gently, encouraging some flow, listening to the body and letting it know I love it and we're in this together, and that I'm the type of person that takes time to create and instigate and cultivate a loving relationship with my own body. Takes time to dissipate stagnation and encourage flow. It's a process for me. I'm going to do a little more back and forth swaying. I think I'm going to have to get rid of this comfy pillow that I brought over here with me. Get a little more rigorous even though I'm on the floor. I think I got it warmed up enough. I might not have. I'm remembering, I think I put on a t-shirt early this morning thinking, oh, it's summer. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, I wasn't thinking it was summer. I thought it's going to be warmer than it was yesterday, which it is. So there you have it. I'm going to straighten these legs out, though, in front of me. And again, rooting myself through the sits bones into the center of the earth. I'm going to wiggle these feet around. Go windshield wiper back and forth or this way, just kind of loosen them up in the hips. And I'm going to lift the arms and then forward fold, aiming my chin for my toes with a relatively flat back. From the hips, as I do when I'm standing, it's different from the waist. Making that an active stretch, and for contrast, I'm going to turn that into a passive stretch and around from the waist, aiming my forehead for my knees. And then again, making that an active stretch, aiming chin for toes, pulling those toes back a little bit, bending from the hips. Don't forget to frown and scowl. Frown, scowl, and hold your breath. That's what I was trying to say, but I couldn't even get it out straight. Or smile and breathe. Whichever you prefer. Just do it like you mean it, would you? I'm going to round down. Forehead for knees. Just relaxing into that. And then, again, actively pulling the body forward a little bit. From the hips, aiming my chin for my toes. In that forward fold. And I'm going to reach out past those toes, bringing the arms back up. Let's do a little side-to-side bend, rooting that opposite hip into the ground if possible. Coming back to center, and then again rooting opposite hip. Getting just a nice gentle loosening up and stretching through the side. I find that the most challenging part of that side bend. The temptation is to roll off that hip. If you root that hip, get a more active stretch through the side. Coming back to center. Again, for contrast, roll off that hip, set it back. And Stretching through that side. So add a little bit of twist to the situation. I'm going to bring my right hand to the outside of my left leg and my left hand in close to the gluteal crevasse. Twisting through the spine. Gazing behind the body, wringing out those organs. Saying hello. Just noticing how everybody's doing today as compared to yesterday. Wringing out the organs, getting a nice twist through the spine, and then unwinding from the top to the bottom, coming back to center, shake all that out. I'll bring my left hand to the outside of the right thigh, right hand in close to the butt crack. Let's try it both ways. And then twist through the pelvis, through the spine. And lastly, looking with the eyes behind the body. Just wringing out those organs. Giving the spine a nice twist. And just noticing, saying hello to everybody in there. And then unwinding that from the top to the bottom. Coming back to center. Shake all that out. Bounce the legs around. Let's do a little windshield wipery action with the feet. And then I'm going to bring this left foot up in close to the groin as possible. Setting this knee down as close to the ground as possible. Rerouting my sits bones. Keeping this leg forward. Trying to keep the hips relatively square. Not leaning back that way, but pulling this hip forward a little bit, this hip back a little bit. Stay on that perpendicular line, and then I'm pressing this knee toward the floor. And then I'm going to, again, aim my chin for my toes, enjoying a nice forward fold. Relaxing the belly, relaxing the back, using the arms on that leg to pull, still pushing that knee toward the floor. And then I'm going to round the forehead toward the knee. And again, aiming my forehead for my toes. I broke another pair of glasses this morning. These ones are looking like they want to go. Don't go, glasses. I just got to know you. I like you. I roll my forehead toward my knee. And then again, chin toward toes. And then reaching out past those toes. Still pressing that knee toward the ground, reaching up forward. Let's add a little sort of passive stretch, looking over that right shoulder. Back to center. Just looking over the left shoulder. And back to center. I'm shaking that out. I'm going to bounce that knee out. And bring the other foot in close to the groin. And again, rooting both sits bones into the earth. Pressing this knee toward the ground. Keeping this leg out nice and straight from relatively perpendicular square hips. Pressing this knee toward the floor and aiming my chin for my toes. Pulling those toes back if you like some additional stretch. I'm using my hands to kind of just gently pull on that leg. Bending from the hips. Again, relaxing the belly, relaxing the back. And then rounding through the belly and spine, aiming my forehead for my knee. And again, chin for toes. Don't forget to give yourself a heavy sigh wherever you feel like it might do you some good. You have my permission. I'm going to round the forehead toward the knee. And again, forward folding, aiming my chin for my toes, reaching out past those toes, coming up to center. And gently looking over the left, still pressing this knee toward the floor, rooting both sits bones into the center of the earth. Coming back to center and looking over the right shoulder. And back to center. Shake those shoulders out, shake those knees out, shake those toes out. Let's come onto the sits bones and do a little ankle check. If you do watch television, this is my recommended television watching position. If you like, you can fold your arms and say, harumph. That's the part where you scowl and hold your breath. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing around. Kidding. Also, though, not really. This is a good television watching position if you're into that sort of thing. And while you're at it, I encourage you to roll around on the ground a little bit. Wake that spine up. Give yourself 3 or 5 spinal rolls. Remember what it's like to be free enough to be silly. Maybe if you're young or old or somewhere in between, you'll remember and try it out. It won't kill you. It rarely kills anybody. Being silly, that is. I mean, it might, but you're probably not going to get out alive anyway. Rich, it's great to see you. Seth, it's great to see you. I best sign off and go stand on my head or something because I can feel the silliness revving up. And also, I got things to do and people to see. It's great to see you out there, though, and I'm trusting you to be taking better care of yourself. I know I'm silly. I hope you remember and to love yourself a little bit more. I hope I encourage you to dare to be a little more silly because, I think the world could use a little more deliberate silly myself. I vote yes for silliness. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.